Glad to have you join me on Housing Development Program this week. As always, I am your housing diva, Flora Annie. On the program today, we shall be discussing the Nigerian housing and construction sector and the issues militating against it, plus other pressing issues bordering on the mortgage industry as well. But before we begin, as usual, let's bring you up to speed on the happenings in the housing sector.
The Akwa Ibom state government has begun taking actions to remove unauthorized occupants of property and estates purchased in Uyo, the state's capital. According to the Commissioner, Ministry of Land and Water Resources, Captain Inyobong Ekong, retired. The moves were to ensure that persons and corporate institutions with genuine allocation papers are protected from criminal activities of interloper developers and land grabbers. In a statement signed by the Commissioner, allottees are advised to ensure compliance with the notification in order to avoid unpleasant consequences with the Akwa Ibom State Government's intention through the Ministry of Lands and Water Resources to recover all encroached plots of land in government residential estates. The Nigerian Society of Engineers, NSE, has urged business people and investors to spend more in construction materials in order to stop capital flight and raise the nation's GDP. According to the president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, NSE, Tasiu Saad Gadari Wuldi, during the 2022 Mega Klima West Africa Expo held recently in Lagos, said the nation needed an economy where building and construction materials will be sustainable. He noted that with 99% of manufacturing companies not having factories in Nigeria, it was detrimental to the nation's economic growth. Hence, the need to canvass for the use of locally produced building materials in Nigeria. The largest housing and construction expo in Africa, Africa International Housing Show, AIHS, has announced distinguished senators Tolulope Odebiyi, Ogun West, Sam Ebu, Ebonyi North, and Smart Adeyemi Kogi West as the AIHS Housing-Friendly Personalities of the year 2022. According to the AIHS coordinator, Festus Adebayo, the winners emerged after thorough and diligent examination based on their significant influence and contributions to the expansion of the country's housing sector, having facilitated housing and construction-friendly bills at various levels of the Senate and the House of Representatives, and as such, it is considered necessary to honor and encourage others to do more for the development of the housing industry. Mr. Adebayo has said that the award will be presented at the opening ceremony of the 16th Africa International Housing Show to be held on the 25th to the 28th of July 2022 at the International Conference Center, Abuja. He, however, noted the need for more political leaders to do more for housing and mortgage development in Nigeria with the year 2023 in view.
That is a news update. For more housing news, visit www.africanhousingnews.com. There are a couple of reasons why people would rather buy a house than build one. Many people, after making a decision to either build a house or buy from a developer, still wonder if they're making the right decision. On Voices on the Street today, let's sample the opinions of some Nigerians on would you rather buy or build your own house? Let's watch.
For me, I would prefer building my own because, these developers, most of the time, the price they put in acquiring these houses is really very high. And then you discover that the cost of you giving them this money to get this and all that, it will even warrant you building your own house, and then you still have some money left. So for me, I would prefer building my own.
For my own, I will buy a house. If I say I will buy land now, the buying land needs someone that have money so that you build your choice. But person like me that I'm a hustler, at least I'm looking for where to stay, that they will not demolish me tomorrow. So I prefer buying house.
In an ideal situation, I prefer to build by myself, to design. But right now in Nigeria here, I think the advantages are there of using a developer, because sometimes the road accesses and sometimes infrastructure. So in Nigeria here, I would prefer to buy from the developers.
I prefer building my house. Why? Because I will build it to my taste. Understand me? There are some things I need in my house that the one I bought does not have.
I used to prefer buying from developers, but I actually got one 2 years ago or so, and it was a disaster. The price they gave me at the initial stage was reviewed later after a year and some months, and I don't think for now I would like to buy from a developer. I think for now I would like to build from scratch. So I'll just buy the land and start developing whatever I want at my own taste.
It's a fantastic initiative, and if you just look out in the audience right now, you have the who's who of the marketplace. You've got managing directors of banks and mortgage companies and developers. So I'm looking forward to having some detailed conversations with our existing partners, meeting a whole bunch of new people.
I think what makes this type of venue important is it gives all of the stakeholders a chance to come together and figure out ways to solve the affordable housing needs of people.
An excellent way of bringing thought leaders, investors, institutions that can help to address the problem holistically. I think it's a very excellent initiative.
Voices on the street there. Moving on, the chairman, Board of Trustees, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Emeka Eze, has advised political aspirants to prioritize provision of affordable housing to the citizens in their agenda to move the country forward. He stated that the security and welfare of the citizens are the objective principle of the government, and therefore the basic needs of all citizens should be on the front burner of any government. Take a listen. The chairman, Board of Trustees, Nigeria Society of Engineers, Engineer Emeka Eze, has advised political aspirants to prioritize provision of affordable housing to citizens in their agenda to move the country forward. Engineer Mecca made this known recently in Abuja in an interview with Housing Development Crew. He stated that the security and welfare of citizens are the objective principle of the government, and therefore the basic needs of all citizens should be on the front burner.
The Constitution has provided reason why government exists, and irrespective of the vehicle you want to use, the objective of government is clearly defined in the Constitution. The security and welfare of people are the objective principle of government. So if you're able to secure the people, provide them welfare. What is welfare? Welfare includes provision of good roads, housing, food, generally all things that make life, it's all encapsulated. Whatever name everybody gives it, it's all a matter of details. So, and I think all politicians are committed to doing that for the country, in one way or the other. I don't think anybody wants to be seen to be a bad leader.
Speaking on the issue of high cost of building materials in the market, Engineer Mecca advised that the country's economic depression should not be seen as a reason to patronize substandard building materials.
All over the world where there is a global depression, housing and construction industry suffer because the disposable income of people will be low. So it means that constructing new projects will suffer naturally. But that is not a reason for you to sacrifice quality. Not a reason. Instead, you may stop constructing. But nothing gives you reason to say because the price of cement is high, therefore where you're going to use 7 bags of cement to get a cubic of concrete, you use 4 bags. This is invitation to disaster and collapse. So yes, prices are all gone up, no doubt, because of the global depression, but that will not give us reason to use substandard materials.
The problem of housing crisis in Nigeria has over time continued to increase. It is, however, important for government and other relevant stakeholders to look into those structural issues that constrain the delivery of sustainable housing in Nigeria.
For Vitapo, what we are committed in terms of the promise to our customer is that whatever you buy from Vitapo is quality. Because from the point of planning out the production to the point at which we produce and sell to you, we have built-in quality. Ours is not quantity control, ours is quality assured. Right from the point we're deciding on what material combination we're going to use for you, we have built-in quality. Right from the point we are negotiating those materials with our suppliers, we have built-in quality. So we do not just go for any material in the marketplace because we have an end in mind, and the end in mind is our customer. And that our customer is, I want to make sure that whatever our customer gets is the best of quality that is available in the market. So we ensure that from the point of negotiating with our suppliers, our material is the best of quality. And from that, we take on to the process, and in each of our production processes, quality is built in. We have our quality checkers that comes to check against what we have committed to right from the research decks, and they check all through. So by the time the product is coming out of the line, it's quality assured.
Vitapo, in a few years of existence, has been able to position itself as a leading brand for insulation. We talk about insulation in Nigeria and also in West Africa as a whole. Insulation for construction industry, for the building industry, for the food and beverage industry, for the agro-allied products, products that you can use on site and also that can be prefabbed already in the factory.
Welcome to our foaming line. This is our foaming line 1, this is our foaming line 2. The foaming lines are where we put our insulation, and we have different thickness of insulation we put on the foaming lines. It ranges from 40 mm down to 150 mm. On the left hand side of my side, we have the assembly point. That's where we do the cutting of sheets. From here, we are able to cut different lengths of panels, and this sheet is treated for corrosion and it stays longer.
My name is Raj Parekh. I am Regional Engineering Head for Olam, Nigeria. We have installed Vitapo sandwich panels in our factories. Basically, they are installed for the production enclosures, which definitely meets our expectations. We have found that the Vitapo sandwich panels are good for energy saving and insulation properties.
My name is Jay Kumar. I am the site head for BEPAC Ibadan. In order to increase our operational efficiency, cost, and reduce better energy savings in our plant, and also the plant hygiene in our facility. We have contacted Vitapo Nigeria Limited for their sandwich panels. We installed the panels in the Batan site, particularly in the production area in the Batan, and I can surely say that it meets our expectations. I wish to recommend Vitapo Nigeria Limited for all your installation needs.
And everyone that works in Vitapo understands perfectly well that our quality is our bond to every of our customers.
Engineer Emeka Eze, the Chairman, Board of Trustees, Nigerian Society of Engineers. The Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria has enjoined Nigerians, especially entrepreneurs, to go into real estate business due to its lucrative nature and its contribution to the growth of any nation. This was disclosed by the President of RIDAN, Dr. Aliyu Wamako, at the 13th Annual General Meeting of the Association held recently in Enugu State. Our correspondent has more details on this report.
Given the huge housing crisis and shortage the country is facing, with over 20 million housing deficit, the Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, RIDAN, has said that it will synergize the potentials of the real estate sector through stakeholders' engagement. Speaking at the 13th Annual General Meeting of the association, recently held in Enugu State, Nigeria, with the theme, Enhancing the Real Estate Sector through Effective Regulation and Collaboration, the RIDAN President, Dr. Aliyu Wamako, urged citizens to buy into the real estate business.
With all these efforts in place to sanitize and regulate us, I want to use this opportunity to call on other entrepreneurs to embrace real estate development as a profitable venture that provides higher returns on investment, creates jobs, increase capital stock, provides shelter, as well as makes life comfortable for our humanity.
The RIDAN boss, however, reiterated the association's efforts to sanitize the real estate sector. He said the association will do all it takes to align the sector with best practices, as they have zero tolerance for illegal deals.
RIDAN leadership is has zero tolerance for shady deals, and will continue to work with government and her agencies so that the menace of money laundering will be greatly curtailed. We therefore call on our members to carry out their business with utmost diligence and conformity to extant laws.
Enugu State Governor Ifeanyi Ugwanyi, who spoke through the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Simon Otuanya, applauds the efforts of RIDAN, stating that collaboration and regulation in the real estate sector will contribute to the growth of the society.
Without regulation, without collaboration, the real estate will be a dead end. And that means that society will not be able to grow. Only real estate brings about development.
The immediate past president of RIDAN, Reverend Ugochukwu Chime, while delivering his lecture, stated that the association is committed to engaging relevant stakeholders in order to bridge the housing deficit gap.
As of today, it is claimed that we have 20 million housing deficit. As of today, the contribution of the housing sector to our GDP is only 5%. In South Africa, it is 30%. In US and UK, it is 70%. What we are looking at is not about the Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria. What we are looking at is about the generality of the ecosystem of real estate, with a view not only to regulate it, but with a view to unleash the potentials of creating employment of creating dynamic socio-economic improvements in the lives of our people.
Present at the AGM are members, representatives of private and public stakeholders in the housing and financial sector. Highlights of the Reading 2022 AGM was the presentation of awards to patrons and members for their contribution to the growth of the association.
Welcome back. The program is Housing Development. In an effort to raise funds for its various housing projects, Modern Shelter and System Services Limited recently signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Mega Capital, one of its partners in Lagos State. Have a look.
Modern Shelter Systems and Services Limited has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Mega Capital, one of its partners in Lagos, on a 10 billion naira fund through a multiple funding strategy to deliver multi-billion naira housing projects across the country.
Modern Shelter Systems and Services has decided, this is our 7th year, we just celebrated 7 years of existence, to go into the financial market to raise funds for our various projects that are in the pipeline. In terms of size, we are doing over 500 units right now across over 10 different projects, and we're going into new vistas like student housing and mass housing projects. For that, we need to have substantial funds so that our projects do not suffer from lack of funding and unnecessary fluctuation, because we all know what the economy is. So for projects of this size, each one of them, the mass housing project is about 2,000 houses we're doing with Nasarawa State Government. It's a 22 billion naira project. And the student housing, we're doing about 1,000 bed spaces around Base and Nile University here in Abuja, in partnership with some strategic partners from Dubai. And it needs about 10 billion in all to complete. So we decided to go and talk to our friends in the financial market to raise funding for this project. And we're able to raise about 10 billion naira in a multiple series funding with Mega Capital, who are from partners from Lagos.
During an interview with Housing Development Crew, the Managing Director, Modern Shelter Systems and Services, Abdulmalik Mahdi, revealed that these new vistas, which Modern Shelter has delved into, will stir up affordable housing provision, create more employment opportunities, and contribute meaningfully to the growth and development of the nation.
So when you put 10 billion in the economy to produce real estate, basically the houses that we're producing in Nasarawa, over 2,000 units, first and foremost, that's 2,000 families that would be having houses. Also, when you're building 2,000 houses, you're going to create at least 20,000 direct jobs. So there will be employment for people. The value chain for real estate in terms of cement producers, suppliers, carpenters, tradesmen. I mean, the value chain is almost endless. When you look at the student housing in particular, you're going to have 1,000 students who will be housed. There will be workers that will work with them. There will be internet services. There will be power. Of course, again, there will be taxes for the government. In all this value chain, people will pay taxes. So we're very interested and excited indeed to be part of this project, because we believe in Nigeria and we believe in the potential of the Nigerian economy.
According to Modern Shelter boss, the integrity of the company has opened up both local and international recognition, as reports of this magnitude credits the confidence in Modern Shelter by the financial markets, trajectory of growth, and prospects for the future.
Welcome back. You're watching Housing Development. The 16th Africa International Housing Show is up next.
The housing show is important to us because the budget market is good for our plaster of Paris and plasterboard market, and for us, what the intention of being here is to just expose the company to as many people as we can.
The role it plays for our business and how we've experienced its impact
is why we've come again and again and again.
It's an opportunity for us to meet prospective clients and also advise people on housing and tell them about our product.
Oh, it's been a fantastic one so far. This is now our second time here. We were here last year, and every time we come, we've seen that there's been value that's been added to our business.
It's an avenue I want everybody that is in the built environment to explore. It is a place you can network, and then you can showcase what you can do.
For us, it was a success. Extremely happy to be here. Extremely happy about the agenda. Centric on affordable housing.
Brought a lot of exposure to the company. I want to appreciate the Abuja Housing Show and want to tell you guys to continue doing what you're doing.
The good thing is the partnership that the Abuja International Housing Show helps to create. It what makes all of this sensible.
Abuja International Housing Show is a networking event basically for me, where people from different fields in the construction and building industry can come around and meet each other, network.
Events like this will actually go a long way in ensuring that the gap is bridged, and that will really go a long way to also help economic development.
Thanks for watching today's episode of Housing Development. Remember, you can always watch Housing Development different episodes on the YouTube channel Housing TV Africa. Keep it at the same time. I remain your housing diva, Flora Annie. See you soon.